What is good, YouTube, man? How is everybody doing? I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I don't know what the hell's going on with my internet. It is tweaking out. But we're here. We're live now. Hopefully everybody can see me, everybody can hear me. I'm gonna just try and rock out and do it on a different way than what I normally would, but it seems like everything is working out. I appreciate every single one of y'all for pulling in. I'm about to see um if I can see your guys' comments right now. But my shit is tripping, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry. Let's see. Let me just see if I can hear you. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Everybody say what's good. Everybody can hear me. Hello. Can y'all hear? There we go. I know y'all can hear me now. Good morning with everybody in the chat, man. All right, I can see y'all. I can see you guys in the chat now. I just won't be able to pull up any of the comments. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me do this. But I'll tell you what though, I can make a poll now. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Like I said, I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell's going on with my internet. I can't use my computer. So this is all off the phone right now. Shout out to everybody in the building. Everyone in the building. I'm not sure how many people we got in here right now, but thank you to everyone in here. Shout out to Mr. Raider Nation, Mark, Raider Rudy, Joe Nation, Raider Trav, Dominique, Galvin, Jersey Raider, Patrick, my 5 downs was good. Terrell in the building. We got again Sway J was good. Raider Rudy as well. Vibe Raider. I'm sorry, man. I was trying to fix some shit, bro. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, Sean. Shout out to everybody in the building. Fitzy, Raiders, Mondo was popping, man. Out the house was popping. Wakey. Nah, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I don't know what's going on. Nah, that ain't being walked, huh? What's good with everybody though, man? Darnell Sanders, Egalitarian pulled through. Joel was popping. Bruce, Raider SoCal, Marvin, Van City, EJ. Who else? Tub was good. Brandon, Vibe, John, Tyson, Mr. Raider Nation. Bobby was good. Shout out to everybody in here, man. If you haven't already, hit that like button for me, please, if you can. But check this out, you guys. This was very, very unexpected, man. The amount of news that is coming out right now is pretty interesting, dude. It's pretty interesting. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, did not expect all this to happen in just one day. So, first things first, shout out to everybody who watched yesterday's video. We understand the whole situation with Tom Brady retiring, right? So Tom Brady's out of the freaking picture for the Raiders. So in my video that I made yesterday, I said that the front runner is probably going to be Jimmy G. As much as I hate that, the front runner is probably going to be Jimmy G. But then out of nowhere, a massive curveball with everything that just went down. Aaron Rodgers goes on a podcast, says that he won't be a part of a rebuild. Aaron Rodgers said that he won't be there for that, and that there's very few teams that will admit to a rebuild. That I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, unless you're picking in the top certain amount of picks in the draft, you're not really having a rebuild, right? Well, here's my thing. We pick at 7, dude. Like, we have a top 7 pick with no quarterback. So that's the part that kind of hurts me on this whole Aaron Rodgers situation. Because look, what is interesting here is that yesterday it was rumored in the morning Aaron Rodgers bought a new crib in Vegas. Those are rumors. Then guess what? Devontae Adams like, yeah, in my neighborhood. He bought a new crib in my neighborhood. So I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on? And then he said on the podcast that he was on that if that's what they're going to be a part of, he wants to play for a new team. So Aaron Rodgers knows exactly what he wants and what he does not want. Aaron Rodgers wants no parts of any rebuild, nothing like that. Now, shout out to Grab, because I think he was the one that put me onto this. But if you look at the $50 million that is owed in Aaron Rodgers' contract for this season, I guess there's a team option within that contract that allows the salary cap and a lot of other things to be manipulated. I think some money becomes guaranteed here or somewhere within that contract. So instead of the cap hit being 50 million, the cap hit then becomes 30. So that is a massive that is a massive help. Don't get me wrong. I do think that could play a big factor in a potential trade. But here's my thing, you guys. Here's my thing. You would only have him for 2 years, the same way that you would only have Tom Brady for 2 years when that was the option, right? But check this out. My thing is that you would only have this man for 2 years, but you won't have a first round pick this year, and you probably won't have a first round pick next year. And me personally, as much as I would love Aaron Rodgers, I do not want to go 2 more years without a first round pick. To me, it just doesn't make sense. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers in silver and black. If we traded for him, I'd still be super ecstatic. My thing is, though, you guys, it's really, really hard for me to say, let's go out and trade 2 firsts and maybe a second for Aron. I don't want to do that. I truly don't want to do that. All of our picks this year are way too valuable. They're way, way too valuable. And the reason why they are is for the simple fact that they're top 10 picks in each round. They're top 10 in each round. So my thing here is that you're going to have the 7th pick overall in the draft. Then you're also going to give Green Bay the 38th overall pick in the draft, your first and second rounder. And then you're probably going to give up your first round pick from next year. So not only are we in the exact same position we were when we traded for Tay, but you're in a position where you cannot invest young talent on defense. Now, I understand we're probably going to have close to 13 picks. Yeah, sure. You trade away 2 and maybe you invest 11 on the defense now that you get Aaron Rodgers, right? That could be the case. But with Aaron Rodgers, it's a completely different story, right? Because it actually makes a lot of sense from the outside looking in, right? The Raiders have a ton of cap space in the future, so we can take on an Aaron Rodgers contract. We can. That's not a problem for us. Is that my thing is the capital that we're going to have to give up. The man is only here for 2 years. If we don't win a Super Bowl, it's not a success. It doesn't work. And I'm going to ask you guys this. Why couldn't they win a Super Bowl? Why couldn't Devontae and Aaron Rodgers win a Super Bowl in Green Bay, where the coaching has been better than in Vegas, where their rosters have been better than in Vegas? Why couldn't have they won it there? My only concern is if they couldn't have won a Super Bowl there, what's going to change and make them win one here? The fact that it's Vegas? I don't think so. I think that right now we are very desperate for a quarterback because we need one. But my thing is that you bring in Aaron Rodgers and you're with a whole nother ball game. Unless you trade DC for a first round pick this year, unless you get a team to be dumb enough to trade a first round pick for DC, this makes no sense. It makes no sense because, in my opinion, well, it's not that it makes no sense. It makes a lot of sense, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at it in a little glass of, okay, if you get a first round pick for DC, you could immediately give that to the Green Bay Packers. But then you're also going to have to give them your 7th overall pick. So you're giving them those two, and then you're probably going to give up something in the future as well. So you probably wouldn't be picking until like the 38th pick, which is essentially okay. It's like a late first round pick, but there's a lot of talent that you would love to take advantage of having the 7th overall pick. I just don't know. I just don't know how the situation would honestly play out, right? And that's really my biggest concern here is like, what's different between us here in Vegas and what they had in Green Bay, right? Because they had Alan Lazard, which is pretty similar in terms of production, pretty similar to Matt Collins. Aaron Jones, who's playing at a Pro Bowl level, so they had a Pro Bowl running back. They have a decent tight end. They didn't have a Darren Waller, but they have a decent tight end. They have better coaching. They have a better defense. They also had Devontae Adams. So if he comes here, right, I don't understand what's going to change for him besides a new living space and possibly more guaranteed money. And possibly being put in a worse situation because we don't have the draft capital to invest around him in the short term. So I'm not too sure how I feel about that. I'm not too sure how I feel about that, if I'm gonna be honest. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers in a silver and black uniform. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. But right now, today, is it the right timing? Like, is it the right timing to get Aaron Rodgers? I just don't know. I don't know if it's the right timing. I truly don't. I truly don't. Um, it's tough. It's really tough. We know he's a Hall of Fame QB. We know what he is. But like I said, man, what is the situation changing from what he had in Green Bay? Is this an upgrade to him to where he's going to have a better chance of winning a Super Bowl here? Like, that's what I don't get. Is he truly going to have a better chance of winning a Super Bowl here with us now than what he had in Green Bay? To me, it's really hard to tell. Let's see. My guy Raid says no logic at all from Raider fans with the Rodgers talk. Shaking my head. Yeah, it's tough, right? And I understand we want a QB, but look what you're going to give up. You're potentially going to give up 2 firsts and a second. That's your future. The 2 firsts and a second is your future. You're only getting 2 years, maybe, of Aaron Rodgers. But I understand why there's some people that want it to happen, and I understand why there's some people that don't. I'm just trying to look at it as you bring Aaron Rodgers. Okay, Mark Davis gets more money. There's more fans in the stadium. The home crowd looks a lot different. All this kind of stuff, right? But then I also look at it as the fact, like, okay, yes, we have Josh Jacobs. It's an upgrade to Aaron Jones. We have Devontae Adams. So did he. Darren Waller was an upgrade. Hunter Renfrow was an upgrade to their slot receiver. But our defense is miles worse. So that's where I'm confused. That's where I don't understand. Because I don't get how this situation could be better for Aaron Rodgers. How many years will we even have with him? I think he just wants to play out these 2 years, get that full contract that he signed for, and leave. That's it. That's it. So here's my thing, right? Bring in Rodgers and draft Hendon Hooker. You probably can't do that if you trade for Aaron Rodgers. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. A-Rod trade. Just in the chat, just put there. Would you trade for Aaron Rodgers? A-Rod trade. Yes or no? Yes or no? Andy, Aaron Rodgers has 3 years left on that new contract. I thought he signed a 3-year extension last year. Oh, it's a 3-year extension to his last deal? Okay, so he has 3 years. But, okay, that's fine. That's fine. You have him for 3 years, right? Let me ask you this, because here's where I do agree with many people that it does make sense. Here's where I do agree with many people that it does make sense. The Raiders have the money in the long term to pay him. The Raiders have the money in the long term to pay him. We do. We do. We have a shit ton of money in this next, not this year, the following. You could backload the shit out that contract. We have the money. So I agree with fans that would say money is not a problem. But where I would disagree is the amount of draft capital that you would have to give up and the amount of positions that you would have to neglect bringing him in. Do I believe that he elevates your roster? I do. So I think that you can have holes on a team. But I don't see many holes on Super Bowl winning teams. On Super Bowl winning teams, I don't see many holes. I do not see many holes. And I think that with Aaron Rodgers, if you give up 3 massive picks for your future, I think you will have holes. And I don't think those holes would be small enough for us to still be able to win a Super Bowl. Because if you trade for Aaron Rodgers, you have to win a Super Bowl. You have to. Like, you have to, or else it's a major, major fail. Like, it's tough. This is more of a reason to just use our number 7 pick on a QB. Yes, I think that with Tom Brady retiring, that was now the play. That was now the play. But with Aaron Rodgers getting home in Vegas, it does change a lot of things. It really does. It changes a ton because I'm not sure if Aaron Rodgers is at the Pro Bowl, but I will tell you this. All those cats at the Pro Bowl, all those young guys at the Pro Bowl, they're going to come there. They're going to see our facilities, see what we're working with. And with that alone, with all the stuff that the Raiders organization offers to their players, with the facilities, with all that kind of stuff, is going to attract so many people. On top of it being in Vegas, on top of having no state tax, on top of all that other good stuff, right? But then you add Aaron Rodgers to the mix, and that's going to attract even more people. And I agree with that. It's going to attract even more people. So you could say, fuck those picks and go out and just ball out. But here's the thing. Are we willing to do what the Saints and what the Rams have done to their organizations by going all out in 2 to 3 years and absolutely fucking over the future? Is that what we're willing to do? Because if that's what the plan is, I'll sign up for that. If I know that we're gonna go all out and we're just gonna say fuck the future, but we're winning a Super Bowl in the now in these next 2 to 3 years, I would sign up for it because I would know what's next to come. But that's if you absolutely commit to that. That's if you absolutely commit to that. And I'm kind of afraid. I'm kind of afraid because we just haven't been able to sustain success, man. Let's see. Andy, I've heard that A-Rod would only account for $15 million against the cap. Leaves a good $65 million-ish to play with. Absolutely, right? Like, I do know that there's that team option in there. That's not my problem. Man City, the cap is not my problem. The cap is not my problem because we have the money. We have the cap space. We do. But my thing is that with Aaron Rodgers, the capital you're gonna have to give up, man. The capital that you're gonna have to give up is going to be a ton, man. A ton. An absolute ton, man. And it's tough. It's really, really tough to try and wrap your head around it. It really is, because you look at the situation that we're in right now. Right now, you could look at this roster, and you're not saying that this roster is okay. Let me ask you guys this. Oops. Can I ask you guys something? Is this roster a quarterback away? Is this roster a quarterback away from contending for a Super Bowl? Is that all we needed? Is that all we needed? Can you guys answer the question? And shout out to the poll. 51% of you guys said 50%. So it's a 50-50 split in the nation. 50. We have 100 votes, and 51% of the people say no to Aaron Rodgers. So it's essentially the exact same. But I'm going to leave you guys on this. I'm going to ask you another one. Not a Q&A. No. Well, okay, you guys are already saying it. Are we a QB away? No. So we're not a QB away. So this then is not the move that you do. If you're the 49ers, yes, you do this. But we're not. We're not a QB away. We're not a QB away, and that's a little worrying that we're not a QB away, but we may go out and go get this quarterback. So if we have so many other things that we need to fill, it just becomes so hard. But yeah, looks like a Bronco hat. Can you not tell? I mean, have you never seen these hats before? You know what? We're gonna leave it at that. Rodgers is a baller. He is, and he will elevate your roster with or without holes. But the only thing that concerns me, man, I agree. Alpha, I agree. I 100% agree. But my thing is, why couldn't Aaron Rodgers win a Super Bowl with the Packers? Where in recent years, the Packers have consistently went to the playoffs. The Packers have consistently had a better defense, a better coaching staff than the Raiders, and just before, they always had a better offense than us. So why couldn't they win a Super Bowl? Why couldn't they win a Super Bowl? Why? Why couldn't they win a Super Bowl? And once you answer that, because it's cold. Okay. Once you answer that question, why couldn't they win a Super Bowl there? You go and you move over and you put Aaron Rodgers. Let's say you plop Aaron Rodgers in Vegas. Is his situation in Vegas better than his situation was in Green Bay? I don't think so. I don't think that the situations get better for Aaron Rodgers. I just think that he gets to leave a place where he doesn't feel needed. Because they have a better special teams, they got a better defense, and they got a better coaching staff. As of right now, they have all those things better. We have better weapons. We do. But that didn't stop Aaron Rodgers from going to the playoffs. Are those weapons the reason why Aaron Rodgers didn't win a Super Bowl? I don't know. I have no idea. Are we an 11-win team with Aaron Rodgers? We are. Are we a playoff team with Aaron Rodgers? We are. But that does not matter if you don't win a Super Bowl. That's the problem. There you go, Jose. There you go. Now, with that being said, though, Jose, I don't think that Al thought that we were going to be this shitty for this long. But Curtis, that's not if you trade for a guy like A-Rod, your goal is not the playoffs. Your goal is not the playoffs. If you trade major draft capital, your goal is not the playoffs. You think that the Broncos fans are happy that they traded for fucking Russell Wilson, that they thought their roster was a QB away, and they fucking flopped miserably? No, they're not okay with that. They're not okay with that. My thing is that do you have a better chance winning a Super Bowl trading for Aaron Rodgers, or do you have a better chance letting Stidham ride out this fucking season and going and get a massive QB in the next year's draft, and then do you have a better chance? Because I'll tell you this, if we trade for Aaron Rodgers, we will have so many great memories. So many great memories. But the one memory we will be without is winning a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Like, that's the tough part. That's the tough part. Bro, RIP Kobe, if that was all it took, I will do that right now. If that's all it took, I would do it right now. With no hesitation. Right now. Right now. But that's not bro. If Aaron Rodgers only went for a second rounder, man, I wouldn't even know what to say. If Aaron Rodgers only went for a second round pick, I wouldn't know what to say. Because guess what? The Jets are probably going to offer them 2 to 3 first rounds. They already traded away Davante Adams to us. Hopefully Rodgers forces his way out. Well, the thing is like I said when I started this off, right? Aaron Rodgers has already said that he is not going to be a part of any rebuild. He won't be a part of any rebuild on any roster. He then went on to say, if that's the case, I'm going to play elsewhere. He said it flat out. He said it. He let it be known. He's going to play elsewhere if he feels like what they've got going on in Green Bay is a rebuild. If he doesn't feel like that's the case, then he's going to stay his ass in Green Bay. But the problem with that is the dude just fucking bought a home next to fucking Davante Adams in their neighborhood. So he may have already given us his answer. He may have already said, that's a fucking rebuild in Green Bay. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that. So if he's already given us his answer, we're just going to be here trying to put the pieces together. And it's like, what's going on here? But it's like, it's a super tough situation. It's a super tough situation. Show us proof of what? Of what, Ryan? That he bought a home in Davante Adams' neighborhood? Go on Davante Adams' Twitter. Davante will tell you. I don't gotta say it. Go on Davante's Twitter. Go on Davante's Twitter. Don't take it from me. Go take it from Davante. Don't take it from me. Don't take it from me. Go on Davante Adams' Twitter. He'll tell you. He'll tell you. So even his Instagram. So it's like, come on, man. So my thing is, okay. He comes to Vegas. He has plenty more weapons, right? He comes to Vegas. He has Darren Waller. He got Hunter Renfrow. He has the best back in the league last year with Jacobs, hopefully. And then he'll have fire offense. Go check his Instagram right now. What's on his Instagram right now? Oh, shit. What's on the Instagram right now? Shit, I might have to check in. Davante Adams. on his story? Devontae and Aaron Rodgers are playing golf together in Vegas. It's like, see, don't take it from me. Like, don't take it from me. This shit is already there. Like, I'm just here talking about it. I'm just here talking about it, right? And guess what? Oh, it's in Tahoe. Regardless, they're together. But my thing is that regardless of the situation, we know those guys have a great relationship. We know they do. The Raiders are in need of a quarterback. For whatever reason, one of the best quarterbacks in the league just bought a home next to our star player. Whatever, right? That's one thing, right? Whether they're with each other right now or whether they're not, I think that the house investment is bigger. It is bigger than a fucking golf course. But you look at what's going on in terms of draft capital and what's going to be to trade up or to trade to the Packers. I'm just not sure that it's completely worth it. I would trade DC and Amik for Aaron Rodgers. Raider Nation, my boy, I would do that in a heartbeat. I would do that in a heartbeat. But guess what? I don't think it's in the Raiders' best interest to go get Aron. If I'm gonna be honest with you, that's my thing. That is my thing. That's what I gotta say. I don't think it's in the Raiders' best interest to go out and get Aaron Rodgers. I do not think so. Carr was the scapegoat. Yeah, man. Getting rid of a quarterback that led the league in interceptions was the scapegoat. Like, come on. Stop being blind to the shit. He played bad, bro. He played poor. He got fucking cut. What's new? It's the NFL. Simple. But my thing is that in my opinion, Aaron Rodgers is not what the Raiders need right now. He's a quarterback. The Raiders need a quarterback. Yes, I understand that. But my thing is that right now, you got a draft where potentially you can have a situation where you could trade up if you get a pick for Derek Carr. You could potentially trade up in the draft and go out and get a quarterback this year. So you could have a young rookie on the roster in Jarrett Stidham to help him develop his knowledge of the playbook. And I think that that's more of a, to me, that's a better situation. To me, that is a better situation for the Raiders because as we stand right now, we have the 7th and the 38th pick in the first 2 rounds, right? As of right now. In the future, in about 2 weeks' time, when the Super Bowl's over, we may have another top 2 round pick. Now, that pick could then be used to trade up in the draft. That pick could be used to trade up in the draft. And at that point, you allow yourself to invest heavily on the defense, to invest heavily on possibly getting your future quarterback. And I said future, right? Because Aaron Rodgers won't be your future. Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Band-Aid to a fucking cut, right? Like you're just putting it over there. It's not healed. It's not a scab yet. He's going to help you now. The fucking Band-Aid's going to make you feel a little bit better. But yeah, it's not fucking healed. But if you make the right choices, I think that your best option is to go out, use your compensation that you got for Derek Carr. And what you do then is that you use that compensation to trade up in the draft and get your real QB of the future. The QB that's going to be here for the next 5 seasons if you make the right choice. Now, that's the other thing. You know what you're getting out of Aaron Rodgers. You don't know what you're getting out of a young quarterback. So, as much as I would love Aaron Rodgers, and I would love to see a Hall of Fame QB put that jersey on, I would love that. The cost is not going to be worth it. The cost is not going to be worth it, in my opinion. Yes, he's going to put crazy amounts of fans in seats. Absolutely. He will. Having him, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, all on the same roster, on the same offense. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. It's going to feel nice. But when you look at it at the end of the day, and you didn't have a first, a second, another second for what you traded for DC, and like, damn, man, we're really lacking depth still on the defense. Damn, we're really lacking in many other positions because we did not have enough to invest, and we're starting slowly to decline as we get into the later end of the season. Yeah, you make the playoffs. Maybe you win one playoff game. You lose because your depth wasn't there. You lose because of injuries. And it's like, damn, phenomenal season. Aaron Rodgers looked great. But then we go back and we do it again next year. And then we're like, damn, bro, our offense going to be top in the league again. Then our defense, Patrick Graham's going to be like, you know what? I want out of here. These motherfuckers have never invested onto my defense. He leaves. Then guess what? We have another turnover on the staff. And then we get another new staff member. And then that's fucking another new defense for our guys to learn. My thing is that if you get a Super Bowl in return, it's worth it. But if you don't, you fucking traded for nothing. You traded for nothing. If you don't get that Super Bowl. And even if you do, in a few years' time, you're going to have to blow up the roster. Because guess what? When Aaron Rodgers' contract is up, Devontae Adams is going to be set to get paid $40 million as a receiver. It's a lot of money. You're going to have about $100 million tied up with two players. So maybe that's looking too far in the future. But I honestly think that the best option for the Raiders is going out, trading DC, use that compensation, and get him, and get a fucking quarterback in the draft. Graham says it's gonna hurt us once he's gone. What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Graham? What you mean by that, brother? That's what I've been saying this entire time. Do you really want to take that chance? I don't. I don't want to take that chance. But guess what? At this point in time, though, if I saw the headline right now that Aaron Rodgers was traded to the Raiders, I would be ecstatic. You know why? Because I know that was a roster-altering move, and I know that our roster will get better because of it. I know it would happen. But he would then come into a fucking division, into a conference where it's extremely hard to win your conference. It's already hard to win the NFC. I think it's harder to win the AFC. I think it's even harder to win the AFC when your defense sucks ass. And my thing is like, to me, I don't know if what we're going to invest on Aaron Rodgers is truly going to be great for the return that we're going to get. The return on investment, I don't know how it's going to turn out. Carr wins are going down fast. Renfrow for Carr. What? What the fuck did I just see? Hold on. I thought I already went over this in previous, but with Carr, with Waller, with Renfro, a team's going to have to give up about $100 million in their cap. No team is doing that. It sounds great, but no team is doing that. No team is doing that. And honestly, for those 3 players, you only get the 9th overall pick. You did bad. You did bad. You did really bad. A Carr trade would make me happy today. Yeah, I think it'd make a lot of people happy, but my thing is that, look, that bridge is burned. With Derek Carr, it's over with. It's done. We are looking for what's going forward, right? The little mini cameo that Stidham put out, it is what it is, right? But at the end of the day, you got Stidham potentially coming back. You got a few QBs on the open market, right? You got Jimmy G. You got Jimmy G, and that's about it. But I don't know, man. It's exciting. It's exciting to have the potential of having Aaron Rodgers on the Raiders. It is very exciting. I just kind of want to look more into it, right? It's like, look a little bit further than just what is it going to be like having Aaron Rodgers. I think that we have to look a little bit more. Me too. Me too. Raider Jimmy. I want to win, but I want to win a Super Bowl. Like I don't only want to win games. Like I don't only want to win just regular season games, because if you get knocked out in the second round of the playoffs for 3 years straight and Aaron Rodgers' contract is over and we're sitting here, damn, we traded away fucking damn near 3 firsts for this guy and we didn't even get to a fucking championship game. We didn't even win a championship game. We still have nothing to show for it but 3 playoff appearances. You know? So it's like, it's tough. Like, I do not think that trading for Aaron Rodgers wins you a Super Bowl. I don't think so. I do not think that having Stidham on this roster wins you a Super Bowl. But what I think it does with that is that it helps you build a roster to the point that when you get your quarterback, you can win a Super Bowl. Because it allows you to build everything around that one position that you don't have. And then you can get that one position that you don't have, and you can win. So my thing is, yeah, you get Aaron Rodgers, your chances are much higher if you go out and have Stidham. But guess what? Joe Burrow in his second fucking year, after really only having one great college season, went to the Super Bowl. This week, past week, got fucking robbed of going to another Super Bowl in back-to-back years. They're able to build that roster because of his contract right now. We're not getting any from that, Ryan. We're not getting any from that. It's over with. Like we've seen defenses carry teams far. We've seen a defense carry Jimmy Garoppolo to a fucking Super Bowl. We've seen a defense carry Brock Purdy to an NFC Championship game. We've seen defenses do amazing things for their teams. And I don't think both of those quarterbacks that I just said are great quarterbacks. I don't even think that those quarterbacks are better than Derek Carr. So guess what? Build around your guys. But you're not able to do that. We're not able to do that if you trade pick 7, pick 38, and the pick that you get from Derek Carr. You're not able to do that. You're not able to do that. It's simple. Yes, Dennis. Yes, exactly. Fucking Baltimore went to the playoffs only having their starting quarterback for like the first 9 games. And they still got into the playoffs. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they still got into the playoffs. Bro, if all you're gonna get in return is a fucking playoff win, then it's like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Aaron Rodgers literally had a better situation in recent years with the Packers and did not win a Super Bowl. We don't have a defense. As of right now, we don't have a proven coaching staff. Our fucking special teams outside of our fucking kicker and our punter sucks ass. Our offense looks great on paper, but we shit the bed on offense last year. Be honest with yourselves. The situation here is not better for Aaron Rodgers than it was in Green Bay. It was not better. The coaching was better than there. The fucking culture was better there. There was no fucking distraction of a Vegas strip. So why the fuck are we going to give up so much shit to put Aaron Rodgers in a potentially worse situation, in a harder conference, in a harder division? Like, what? You go out and you build a fucking superstar defense, bro. You build a fucking superstar defense. You don't think Adams called him? Absolutely. I think Adams was like, hey, man, my best bud was here, and he's gone now. I want you to come here. I'm sure he called him. I'm sure. But my thing is that our offense shit the fucking bed. We have games with 0 points, 10 points, 13 points, 19 points, 20 points. That is not the answer. That is not good enough. The production that we got out of bum-ass DC this year was not good enough. It's the reason why he got cut. If you insert a fucking Jarrett Stidham, wow, the play looked fucking better because he knew the offense. But guess what? We still had that contract. We couldn't go out and get fucking free agents, right? So you go out. You know what? You go out in the free agency period and you fucking go defense. You go out and you draft defense. That's what makes more sense. Trading for Aaron Rodgers does not make more sense, bro. It doesn't make more sense. Like, it just makes 0 sense to me. Makes 0 sense to me. I understand why some people are like, well, we have the money. We could potentially have the capital for it. Yeah, we will. We will have all of those things. But I do not think the result and the outcome of that is a Super Bowl. And if you trade that much capital away, a Super Bowl is your goal. A Super Bowl is the standard at that point. Your standard isn't making it to the playoffs. Your standard isn't making it to the playoffs. Because I love this team. I love this team so much. But you cannot tell me that the culture in Green Bay is not better than the culture here in fucking Vegas. We don't have a culture yet. We're still building that fucking culture. In Vegas, there is no culture yet in Vegas. It's still being built. Green Bay has a culture. They have their thing. On top of that, they have a great coach. On top of that, they had a good defense. On top of that, their special teams was good. Like, what the fuck, dude? At the end of the day, they were the ones that on the last game of the season had a chance to make the playoffs. Not us. Not us. And they didn't have Devontae Adams. We did. They didn't have Darren Waller. We did. They didn't have Josh Jacobs. We did. I don't think that our culture is going to be better. I don't think that our culture is going to be better. What do you mean, so don't win now? We thought we were going to win now with Derek Carr. Fucking equated to fucking 6 wins. He fucking sucks. Or he sucked. He doesn't suck, but he sucked this year. I don't think that getting Aaron Rodgers changes your roster to the point where you're a Super Bowl winning team. Because of all the holes that you're going to have to leave as holes because you couldn't invest. $15 million cap hit, great. We have the money later, too, to pay him. We do. We got the money. We got the money. I get it. But if you don't have a first-round pick on the defense, if you don't have a second-round pick on the defense, and then you also have to deal with that the following year, you won't have a first-round pick on the defense. You fix all that shit now, and then you can make a big splash for a fucking quarterback. But we're not a QB away, and we're acting like we are. I asked you guys this. 100 of you guys voted. A certain amount of you guys voted, and everybody said that this roster is not a QB away. If you think this team is a QB away, you make that trade. You make that trade. Somebody said it in the chat. If you're the Niners, you make that fucking trade. You make that call. But guess what? They traded away everything already for a fucking dude that's hurt. And they don't have no capital to trade. That's my point, man. Trading away for big shit when you have other holes could sometimes leave you in a worse spot. If you guys honestly think that this roster is a QB away, for one, we need some mental, checkups. We need some mental checkups. But if you don't, then this is not the move. This is not the move. We will go further with a built D and Jimmy G than Aaron Rodgers and our current D. Well, you know what's funny with that, Mario, is that although I hate Jimmy G so much, although I hate that dude because he actually sucks, in the last 5 years, he has gone further than Aaron Rodgers. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane? I think that what the Rams proved, getting Stafford, shows us how far away we are. The Rams built everything. The Rams built everything before they went out and got a quarterback. We don't have that fucking defense. We don't. We don't have that defense. To say, yeah, come on, Rodgers, we'll trade everything away, but you got to win the Super Bowl. We don't have that defense. We don't. We don't. The Niners went to the fucking Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. The Niners went to the NFC Championship game with Brock Purdy. Why? Why do we think that? Do we think it's because Jimmy Garoppolo was such a great player? No. No, we don't think that. We know that fucking defense was amazing. We know that defense was amazing this year. Why did the Rams go out and trade for Matthew Stafford? Guess what? That defense was amazing. They won a Super Bowl. We don't have the roster to make a move like this. We have to build this roster, and then you could talk about making a move like this. You know who's a perfect fucking example? Is the Jaguars. The Jaguars are a perfect situation. They got a young quarterback that some people already wrote off in his first year. And they said, you know what? New head coach, fuck all you guys. I'm spending all this money. I'm spending all this draft capital. They got Devin Lloyd. They got Chad Muma on the defense. They bought X. They got X, Y, and Z in free agency, and they made the fucking playoffs. And they beat the Chargers. You think they got lucky? No, they didn't get lucky. They built a roster. They built a fucking roster. They built a roster. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers in the silver and black. Does it make the right? It doesn't make it the right decision. It doesn't make it the right decision. If he's on this team, I'd be the happiest guy on the fucking planet. But it just doesn't make it the right decision. It doesn't. It doesn't. Shout out to Hammer, man. That's my only worry, man. It just doesn't make it the right decision. Although I love this team so much, and although I would love to see Aaron Rodgers in this uniform so bad, it doesn't make it the right decision. It doesn't. At all. I would love to see him in the silver and black. But we have so many other holes that we need to get, or that we need to, you feel me? But we just, like, we're just not there yet. We're just not there. Hello? All right, y'all should be able to hear me now. But yeah, man. Check my mic. I think I'm good, right? But look, man. That's just all I wanted to get at, right? I love DC. I love the Raiders. I love DC, man. I hope he does good anywhere else. But that is something I also wanted to talk about really quick. DC making to the Pro Bowl. He could probably now give the old he could how do I put this up? How do I put this up on screen? But yeah, like the thing is that he could finally get that last fucking hoorah that he wanted to, right? But Andy, you're talking to guys who are playing checkers in a chess game. Yeah, man, I don't know. Shout out to Dennis on the way out. Appreciate you, my brother. He says, which QB gives us the best chance to make the playoffs? Carr, Rodgers, who else? The best chance to make the playoffs, honestly, is to build a defense before you go out and try and get a quarterback. But I think that you have the same chance of making it to the playoffs with a built defense and Jarrett fucking Stidham. And that's what I think. If I'm being honest with you guys. But hey, man, I appreciate you, Dennis. I appreciate everybody who pulled in. We had fucking 330 of you guys in the building. if you like to hear, man, if you enjoyed the show, please hit that like button, hit that sub button if you are new to the channel. On your way out, you already know how we do this. On the way out, hit that notification bell if you're already subbed up. And I'll probably be back again tomorrow morning. If not, actually, let me know. Let me know. Do you guys want a late night stream? Like, I'm talking about 12 Eastern time. Would y'all want a 12 p.m. Eastern time show today? Like 9 p.m. West Coast? Let me know. Would y'all fuck with a late show? How many of you guys would come through? Because I would do it. Yes? Yes? Yes, sir. You'll be on. Bro, I'll do the late night show. Maybe half an hour to an hour. But if y'all are down, yeah. If y'all are down, because I'd probably do a late night show and do some in the morning too. I'm on the East Coast. I would try. So look, I'll keep y'all updated. I'll probably put out like a post on the community tab if I'm gonna go live. But look, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You already know how we do this. I love y'all. Stay safe. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'm out. Peace.